The French island of Corsica saw large nationalist protest on Saturday ahead of a planned visit by the country's president, Emmanuel Macron. Local authorities say 6,000 people took part in the protest, though rally organisers put the figure at 25,000.
We're Corsicans. Yes, of course we're French, but we're Corsicans too, and they should recognise that. This is it.
We are protesting because Corsica is being held hostage by France, because currently everything is being decided by officials in Paris.
First of all, we demand the transfer of Corsican political prisoners to Corsican prisons. Families are suffering because currently political prisoners are located far away from their homeland. This is the most important demand.
The president's two-day visit to the region, whose population is just 0.5% of France's, does come at a time of rising separatist sentiment.
The 1970s, Corsica's fight for independence is at its height, with the nationalist movement carrying out a series of bombings and shootings. The deadly campaign will continue for decades. In 1998, the top official on the island, Claude Erignac, was killed, becoming the 9th state worker to be murdered by separatists. In 2014, the National Liberation Front of Corsica laid down its arms, declaring a permanent ceasefire, opening a path for separatist and pro-autonomy political parties to reach a compromise with the central government. Back in December, a nationalist separatist alliance won an absolute majority in the Corsican Assembly, leaving Macron's political movement far behind. That victory raised separatists' hopes. But their wish list is relatively modest, at least for now. The main calls: official status for the Corsican language, control over the local budget, and no more holiday homes for outsiders clogging up this paradise known as the Island of Beauty. But Corsican leaders warn Paris should heed these calls.
Some people are now telling me if winning elections does not even get us to hold talks on what we gave you a mandate for, it means democracy is a dead end. To go from there to saying bombs are more effective than votes is something I don't agree with, but which at some point could be validated by a number of people.
Giving in could prove difficult for highly centralised France. Previous administrations have met Corsica's demands with irritation and even refused to negotiate. Macron hints he may be different, but specific promises are proving elusive so far.
We could concede the possible changes, but these would come, as elsewhere, within the framework of the Constitution. This Republican framework does not allow us to say yes to certain demands, such as on residency rights or recognizing Corsican as the official language alongside French.